Now, to top off one more video before I get ready to go for the day, I just felt so overly excited about realizing that just to push forward is real. It's exciting. It's freeing. I want to say this because you're watching my channel, Healing to Help Heal 1122, and I want to come from a little bit more of an authentic space. You have to be patient with this process. Now, you're going to hear me say this a lot, only because of the experience. There's not a time limit on healing. There's not a space and a time when you should do it. None of that. But I'll say this. I looked at my last 3 months of 2022, and I was pretty strong. I knew 1122 was coming up. I was very strong. Processed it. Continued to take myself out with some friends and enjoyed the holidays. Christmas came. It was a little bit heavy, but not too heavy. New Year's came. It was a little bit heavy, but not too heavy. The last 2 weeks came. I can't explain it. But I just had a space in my heart that was so heavy. I was really, and I should share this with a very close friend of mine. Young lady, I was supposed to go visit her this past week at her home. But my heart was so heavy some evenings that all I could do was just get in my car, the truck, and just ease home and wipe tears. And it wasn't weeping, but it was just tears. And that's okay. It's okay to have those moments. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Be patient with the process. I've came a very, very long ways from 3 years ago. But I'm still okay with being patient with it. Because the journey is one that we didn't ask for or you didn't ask for, whatever you may be experiencing. And if you did do something, okay, it's a lesson. And once you get your lesson, it turns into a blessing because you're growing from it and it all comes to make you better. And you'll evolve into the best and the better version of yourself. So looking at life and the experiences and the journey to healing, I need you to understand this is a road that you'll forever have to be patient with the process. It's levels to it. But last week was rough for me. It was rough. I couldn't explain it. I just couldn't. But because I was already in a very still place, it was easy for me to really just go within, work on the tools that I know to use. We was in Metro retrograde. It was a full moon. So many things was happening. Even my daughter was like, Mama, what's wrong? I was like, I'm missing my kids. I miss my son. He's in heaven. I miss you. You traveling, you work. It's just, it was where I was at. I was really experiencing some empty nest syndrome stuff. My mind was reflecting over my January 22, January 21, and then when I said January 22, January 2020, January 2021, January 2022. But I could also see some growth. But I just had some emotional days last week. But I had to be patient with myself in the process. That's what I'm telling you. Be patient with yourself in this process. Because if you're not careful, your mind can take over what's really the growth that's happening for you. Your mind and your emotions will take over the work that you've really put in. That's why you have to be very careful when you're really going on a deep spiritual healing journey or a healing journey, period. But definitely one that's connected to the spirit, the mind, the body, and the soul. You have to be careful. You have to be careful where you go. You have to be careful who you talk to. You have to be careful where you take yourself, even on your phone. You have to be careful. When God told me what days to do my phone fast, I do them. Because I've had some of the most divine epiphanies and revelations and downloads. Just sitting still, being quiet, reading a book, watching movies. Things are really speaking to me through movies. So this is what I'm saying. Being patient in this process. I'm so grateful for the people that God has with me on this journey who are not even here physically, but they're here spiritually. I know it. I feel their prayers. They don't have to understand me. They just trust the God in me. They're praying for me. They're fasting for me. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for it all. I'm thankful that I'm still learning. I'm still learning at 51 years old. I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And that's all I desire to do, is to never stay stuck, never stay stagnant. Not in my mind, not in my emotions, not in the physical, not in the spiritual, financial. I just want to grow, 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 because we're always supposed to be moving forward. Always. So I'm telling you, you're watching this, be patient, please, with the process. Please be patient in the process. And just know, if you're really being real, if you're being authentic about this journey, it's happening for you. You don't have to see it right away. You won't feel it right away. You won't see it. It's 3 years later. And when I look back over my journal in 2020, I was with my friends and we were on a girls' trip and we were living our lives. And my son had just passed and they were helping me really enjoy myself on this exact date almost. And I just buried one of my friends that was with me in July of 2022. And I think of her almost every day. Best friend, sister of 20 plus years. And she was with me, right there with me, helping me try to find life again after I lost my son. And she was diagnosed with cancer last November. So this year in 2022, I was holding my sister's soul, mind, body, spirit, and helping her pull forward to get to this space where I'm at now. It's nothing but the work that I put in, the faith, the people that I intentionally connected with that pray, fast, encourage, and speak life into me, the family, the friends. So that's what I'm saying. Be patient in the process. Some days are, some days can, and some days will be more than you can handle. But just trust that it's happening for you and know that you're going to come out better than you've ever been, more powerful than you've ever been, and you're going to eventually walk in the best version of yourself. With that being said, y'all have an amazing evening. This is my last video because I'm getting ready to go watch them Jags play. Yes, Duval, Jacksonville Jaguars in the house. So that's it. Y'all see the colors. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about being excited about watching football again. I loved watching football. I loved being in Jacksonville years ago. For real, for real. Now, I hung up some of my stuff in some church somewhere, and I ain't wore no cheetah on a Jacksonville Jaguar games night in a long time. But these last 3-4 games, they done showed out. And they done brought all the old fans back out. That's me. So that's what I'm saying. And it feels good for this to be real, for this to be authentic, for this not to be coded, for this not to be, for this joy that I'm feeling, counting it all joy, for the smile not to be connected to 2 or 3 glasses of wine or 2 or 3 shots or being around some best friends or being in a specific space or place. No, this is me, myself, and I learning to find and keep and cultivate the sweet spot within my mind, body, soul, and spirit in a safe space. And I love it. I love what's transpiring. I love what's unfolding. I love what's happening. I love it. To the core of who I am. I love what's happening. With that being said, good night. Love, peace, and happiness. Demetria Shore, Go Jags.